What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here again with another video for you, and in today's video I'm really excited. I'm going to be doing a comparison hardware wallet video with the Cobo Vault Pro versus the Ellipal Titan. So these are very similar devices in a lot of ways. There are some key differences that we are going to look at. So in this comparison video, much like I have in a lot of other comparison videos that I've done on my channel, I typically look at three primary categories when deciding on which hardware wallet that I would choose if I could only choose one, right? So the first category is the security, design, and form factor of the device. How is the overall user experience and how secure is the device? Number two is going to be the coin support. Does it have any specific coins that I need, or does it have any unique coins to that device specifically? So I'm going to look at that as well with both of these devices and we'll compare. And then the third and final category is the price. So which device comes in a little bit cheaper, which comes in a little more expensive, and then finally I will give you my decision which of these devices I would choose if I could only pick one. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, here, so taking a look at both of these devices, as you can see before I jump into the categories, they're very similar in size, right? They both have a 4-inch size touchscreen, and the Ellipal Titan is just a little bit bigger and a little bit wider. And then if you take a look at the profile of it, you're going to see a very noticeable difference, right? So the Cobo Vault Pro is going to be a little bit bigger, and that's because it has rechargeable batteries in the device that you can swap out and charge as you need and use it in the device. And then it's just a very slim profile here on the Ellipal Titan. So as I mentioned, these devices are actually very similar in a lot of ways. They're both air-gapped, which means that neither of them have any network connectivity, so they don't communicate via Bluetooth, through Wi-Fi, through cellular, through USB cables, none of that. They're both completely air-gapped, and they both utilize a camera on the back, and this is so that they can sign encrypted QR codes. And they can just simply scan a QR code on a mobile device or on any other device, and they can communicate and authenticate the transaction. It's really nice. And right now, these are two very similar and very highly secure devices. So the Cobo Vault Pro here, I've only technically used it for a little over a week now. And the Ellipal Titan, I have personally been using for a little over a year now. So I have a lot more experience on a regular basis using the Ellipal Titan. But there is one or two key differences in terms of the security. So we've already identified that the overall design and user experience is going to be very similar, right? They communicate with a iOS or Android app, depending on what kind of phone you have, and then you can use the camera on the back of these devices to security of the device here. So there's a few key differences in terms of security that I want to point out. Number one, on the Cobo Vault Pro here, you have a fingerprint sensor. So that gives you an extra form of security and convenience when signing transactions as well as unlocking the device. So on the Ellipal Titan, when you want to open the device, you can either set a password or you can set a pattern similar to an Android phone to unlock the device. Here, you don't need to do that. You can just use the embedded fingerprint sensor, which is also very convenient and secure when you're signing transactions as well. So you can use it as a two-factor authentication, or you can just choose to use your fingerprint, which is really nice so that you can sign transactions without typing anything in, just in case you have a camera spying on you or anything else where you don't want to physically type in your password. So in terms of security of the device, this one right now has a leg up on the Cobo Vault Pro. Additionally, I want to point out that on the Ellipal Titan, you have a very robust form factor here, right? This thing is built like a brick. So, it's meant to withstand falls. It has an IP65 rating, so it is splash proof, dust proof. It's not fully waterproof, you can't submerge it, but it is designed with a very sturdy outer shell, and it's meant to withstand impact, and it's meant to withstand sort of a beating on the outer shell, I would say more so than the Cobo Vault Pro. Now, this is a very secure outer shell as well, and it is very durable, but the Ellipal Titan definitely has a more secure outer shell. And as you can see also on the Ellipal Titan, is that there's no entry point. So they don't have any sort of holes or any sort of access point to the device. So it has a very nice anti-tampering design and form factor here. Whereas with the Cobo Vault Pro, you're utilizing 4 rechargeable AAA batteries, and this is magnetic. So although there is no way to actually penetrate the device here, it is detachable, and you have multiple components here. And then finally on both of these, I want to point out that there is a self-destruct mechanism on the devices, so that if anyone does try to access the internal chips of the device where the private keys are stored, it will self-destruct and they will be unable to extract them. So that is very, very nice for both of these devices. So just to recap for security, since these are both air-gapped QR code based devices, the primary security differences with the Cobo Vault Pro is that, one, this does have a fingerprint sensor, which does make it a little more secure and a little more convenient. However, this does have a more robust outer shell and form factor, and it does have a rechargeable battery, so you don't have to use these AAA batteries that are utilized on this device. The final thing in terms of security that I'm going to say here is that there is a CCEAL5 Plus security element chip on the Cobo Vault Pro where the private keys are stored, and this is the same security that is used in devices such as the Ledger Nano X, which does bring some security confidence to it as well. And there is no security element chip in the Ellipal Titan. So you want to consider those things when making the decision in terms of the overall security. But as you can see, there are some differences, but these are both very secure devices. So let's go ahead and move on to the second category here, which is coin support. So on the Cobo Vault, let me see if I can turn it on real quick, and while I'm doing that, I will show you the coin support for the Ellipal Titan. The Ellipal Titan has a very decent coin support with native applications. So as you can see, there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash. There are some unique coins. You have Digibyte, you have CMT, TX, TRX, DCR, EOS, Smart, BNB, you have actually Cardano ADA, which is not found natively on a lot of other devices. BSV, if you're into that, XVG, and you have Florin Coin and Elastos. So they are adding more coins over time for this, but there are a lot of native app choices with this Ellipal Titan. So just by default, it probably has about 30 to 40 native applications. In addition to that, it is going to hold all of your ERC20 tokens, all your Tron or TRX tokens, as well as all your EOS tokens. So technically this can hold over 1,000 different coins at once, but you're gonna have about 30 to 40 native applications, which is gonna make it easier to manage on this screen. On the Cobo Vault Pro, you're only gonna have about 8 to 10 native applications. So you're gonna have things like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP, Ethereum. On this one, you're also going to have all ERC20 tokens. You're also going to have all the Tron or TRX tokens and all the EOS tokens as well. And both of these get added new coins all the time. I will say that Cobo Vault Pro is going to have staking on this device fairly soon, which is something that's very promising and I'm very much looking forward to. On this device, there currently is no staking, and unfortunately, one of my favorite coins, Tezos, is not yet supported on either of these devices. So just keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you're gonna have support for the coins that you want to hold offline. Overall, in terms of the overall coin support, Ellipal Titan is gonna win here. It's been around longer, so there's been a lot more development, and that means that you're gonna have a lot more coin support already available on this device, but both of these are going to expand over time. So let's talk about the third and final category here, and that is the price. So as you can see, they're very, very similar in terms of their design, in terms of their form factor, in terms of their security, although this one is a little bit more secure. So the price for the Cobo Vault Pro is $149. This is a very, very good price for all of the security and all of the features that you're going to get in this device. As far as the overall user experience and the whole package, this is a brand new device and it's coming in very, very competitively in terms of the usability, in terms of the security, and in terms of everything else that it offers. And as you can see, it does have a very easy to use interface as well. You can scan QR codes directly on the device. Same thing that you can do here with the Ellipal. You know, honestly, these devices are probably two of the most similar and the most comparable, which is why I wanted to do a review video. So let's get to the price on the Ellipal Titan. So the normal price, again, with the retail, is $169 on the Ellipal Titan. This one is a little bit more. However, like I mentioned, this is going to have a lot more native coin support currently on the device. So you have to kind of consider your trade-off, look at those categories in determining what's the best choice for you. Obviously, price isn't going to be the deciding factor in these particular devices. So you're going to want to make the decision on ultimately which device is going to be best for your situation. I'm not going to say one of these devices is necessarily better than the other. With that said, I will say that if I personally had to make a choice between these two devices and I could only have one, I would say that I would still take the Ellipal Titan. Now, the reason that I'm going to say that is for my personal situation is it does have a lot more coins supported now that I'm going to need covered that are not currently supported at the Cobo Vault. Now, again, depending on your specific use of coin, you may want to go with the Cobo Vault Pro. And if you like staking and you're going to want to use that, they've already announced plans to support staking for the Cobo Vault Pro. And it might already be available by the time that you're watching this video. So you just have to decide ultimately what is important to you when making a decision. As you can see, they're both very comparable, they're both very secure, and they both have a very similar user experience. I have had over a year, about a year and a half experience on the Ellipal Titan, so that may be why I've wanted to use it a little bit more. But this Cobo Vault Pro I've personally used for a little over a month now, and it's been a very, very easy and seamless experience. Honestly, it's a very hard decision because these are both very high quality wallets. But for me personally, the only reason I'm choosing the Ellipal Titan over the Cobo Vault Pro is simply just because of the currently available coin support. So I'm lucky enough, obviously, to have both wallets, and I do use both wallets. I do have coins currently on both wallets, and both enjoy the user experience as well. So you just have to decide ultimately what's best for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up here. Let me know your thoughts. Which of these wallets are you looking at, and which one are you gonna choose? Let me know in the comments below, and I can perhaps give you some advice on what my experience has been and the usability and the functionality. I've used these both extensively. Obviously, the Ellipal Titan I've used a lot more, but so far my experience with the Cobo Vault Pro has been pretty great. And you know, as far as the overall devices, like I said, the only reason in this particular head-to-head I'm choosing the Ellipal Titan is simply just because of the coin support. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and also if you liked the video, it really helped you in any way, shape, or form, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you didn't like the video or hated it or thought it sucked, give it a thumbs down. As much feedback as possible is helpful. And then ultimately, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We talk about protecting your private keys. I do hardware wallet reviews, other crypto services to help leverage earning passive income with crypto, how to stake with your crypto, and how to do it securely and keep your private keys offline so that you can be self-sovereign with your finances. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up here. Crypto Renegade out.